Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have something a little bit different from Joshua the Great and my Patreon producer queue. We have Hatred from Block Tales, which I guess is an Earthbound-esque RPG from Roblox, which, of course, being my age, I don't know jack shit really about anything on Roblox, so I'm gonna listen to what this is like. I have a rough idea of what to expect, assuming that he's very literal about the Earthbound thing, but I don't know what the OST is gonna sound like. It might be something completely different, but I won't know if I don't start. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh, yeah. I mean, not exactly so far, but it's definitely going for that aesthetic. Ooh, oh yeah. Definitely more modern than Earthbound soundtrack. Definitely has more of this, like, I guess I would call it indie platformer feel to it. Which is just what a lot of games are these days anyway, in the indie scene. Alright. Hell yeah. Get it with the solo. Variable whammy. Nice touch. Underutilized. Woo, double time. This is a lot more fun than I honestly expected. You never know when it comes to the indie scene how good or bad the music is. This goes firmly in the good category. It definitely has a battle energy to it. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a battle theme of some sort. That's a really modern melody, too. Kind of reminds me of Marshmello a little bit. The producer. Yeah, like this feels Rob Zombie to me. Very Dragula on this part. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. They're a musician then. An off-time transition. Fair. Not just a guy figuring it out. This is somebody who knows how to music. I mean, I figured that once I heard the very competent guitar solo, but sometimes people just get it lucky. But this is somebody who knows. That's a little different too. I love how much variety there is in this. It's not just on repeat. I appreciate that a lot, actually. It's either that or I'm just noticing different parts every time, but that's also a good thing. Yeah. Hell yeah. That was really good. When I listen to indie game music, it's not like I ever anticipate it's just going to be bad outright. I always go in with an open mind, expecting them to be doing at least their best. But it's not often that I get songs just in general that are clearly done by somebody who knows exactly what they're doing in this genre. And this composer knows exactly what they're doing in this genre. They've listened to a bunch of stuff. You can feel the inspirations in here, all of the other sounds that they're definitely borrowing from as far as that inspiration goes, but also completely making it their own. It does not sound exactly like any other game I've heard, which is a very good tell of somebody who knows exactly how to compose music and make it feel original. You can't just copy and paste something that is borrowed from another game. Otherwise, people like me who've played fucking everything would know, and you can't just borrow stuff like that. A little bit of like, borrowing a motif or something, like doing little things like callbacks and such, like that's fine, but also there are people who don't need to, and those are the people who make amazing soundtracks, much like this composer. This was so much fun. Again, at the very start with that like guitar solo, it was like, okay, this person knows how to handle their instruments and balance it out, but it wasn't until that one off time thing where I'm like, oh, Heap Ass knows. Oh, they definitely know exactly what they're doing, and it is insanely impressive to hear that just from a Roblox game, which again, I know what Roblox is. I'm not that old. I've seen it around. I've seen it played. I've just never played it myself, so I'm aware that you can make your own games in it and how all of that has gone. I'm not that dumb, but I am very unfamiliar with the whole scope of how people develop on these and to what lengths people go to make a high quality product like this in there. Like, did somebody hire this producer or is it their game? Like, these are the details I don't know, because if it was their game, they must have already been a musician and decided to make a game, which is a valid path to take. But also, maybe somebody who was developing a game was like, hey, you want to make music for this? And they were like, hey, sounds like a good opportunity. I don't know. Were they even paid? Is this all just hoping that exposure will pay for it? Like, in this case, like at 4 million views, probably has, like good on them. But also, just how does that work? I'm sure it's different for every single team. But I guess I'm just kind of at a loss for that information about how that function works in Roblox. Like, I know they can make money through the game by making games, but also I just don't know how it's all balanced out, especially when it comes to quality like this. I don't know what the actual game looks like or feels like. Who knows? It could be an ass game. I assume it's not with this many views on the soundtrack, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just going off of this soundtrack alone. This sounds like a high quality product, and I love that. And just damn, it is such a good song. It really has that final boss energy, really punches you in the gut, makes you go, oh shit, here we are. It's some energy. Let's go. This is like our soul rendering moment. Let's do this. But also, again, as I mentioned in the reaction, this did have a more modern sound to it. It wasn't something like Earthbound. It was its own definite thing, which I'm not saying Josh was saying it was just an Earthbound clone, by the way. Just want to put that out there. I know it wasn't going to be, but I at least put my expectations into that pouch of like, hey, what might it sound like? Maybe it's a little bit closer to that, but it wasn't. It's a completely original sound. It's just in that style musically. So, you know what? Sure, great, fantastic. But especially spots in there, like I was saying, that one spot kind of sounded like the producer Marshmello. It sounded a little bit like, I think, Home, that song. I think that's the name of it. But yeah, it's it's a more modern take on the melody that isn't used in older games like that. Older RPGs especially didn't quite have that approach. They usually went for more traditional, more orchestrated sounds, stuff that sound a little bit more medieval, I guess, in that way. But it sounds more like something you would hear in a remix of, like, I don't know, Shovel Knight or something, like maybe Enter the Gungeons, just some other sort of more modern title that has a little bit more spice to it in that way and doesn't follow those older norms to the musical sound of these games. But it's also great that it's its own thing, because that makes it feel that much more original and makes me as a listener and not having any experience with the game appreciate it already that much more, because I could just throw this on. I can put this into a playlist and just listen to it while I'm just doing stuff, and I would like it just because it's a good song. Even if I don't have any context of what the game is, I don't care. It's a good piece of music. And when you could just take a piece of an OST that you've never experienced the game of and put that in a playlist and at least feel like you could just listen to it on a casual day, that is a great sign for a great piece of music, and they nailed this song. This is such a good composition overall. But I think I've yapped enough on this one, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you have anything else you want me to get to, drop in the comments below and I'll do my best as always. Or if, like Joshua the Great did, you want to guarantee a request out of me, you can go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. There's a tier that will guarantee a request out of me. The queue is usually fairly long, so you might have to wait a second, but I will listen to your request no matter how good it is, how bad it is, and it's guaranteed I will get to it. But otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for other stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!